Hey there, welcome to Let's Speedrun the Evil Within, in which I speedrun the Evil Within. I'm going to be trying to get through the game as fast as possible, with as few deaths, optimized, professional, the best you've ever seen. That's the name of this playthrough. I already have a save made at the start of Chapter 2, because Chapter 1 doesn't really have any way to make it go faster. You just kind of have to do it, you know? Like, the beginning of the game doesn't really have any way to make Sebastian go faster than that limping thing he does. So I'm starting with Chapter 2. Just, you know, that's why I have started the clock at 10 minutes-ish, because that's how long it always takes to get through Chapter 1 if you rush it. Whatever it said on the save screen. So basically this bonus feature type of thing is to show just how quickly you can get through the game if you really, really want to. Because there are some parts like this where they slow you down, but in normal gameplay, I mean, it's really up to you how fast you want to go. The game gives you a surprising amount of leeway. I make it look like there's a pretty big challenge, but actually the game is pretty lenient when it comes to, like, fuck-ups when it comes to ammo and health and all that. Also, whenever Sebastian is walking like that, whenever you're forced to walk, you can make him go faster by just swinging at the air like a mad motherfucker. And like I said, there's no real way to make this part go faster. Something I didn't notice until I'm watching this in full screen just now is that it's not actually true grayscale. There's a very, very light tint on the image, which I think is interesting. I never noticed that before. So, like, when it looks grayscale like it is now, it's actually not. It's close, but it's not quite there. Probably to keep that a little bit of depth in the gray colors, because otherwise they'd all become kind of washed out. Anyway, I'm going to be skipping all the cutscenes, and I hope you enjoy the music in the background. I have gone with a bunch of very different music for this. I'm going to be explaining what I do along the way and why, because some stuff you won't be able to figure out why I do it or notice what it is unless I point it out. Like, you can see right there that Sebastian's stamina starts to flash a little bit, and just past that point, he'll start to slow down back to walking speed, and then if you let it get all the way down, he stops running and moving, and you have to mash space to get him to move again. And that's a pain in the ass. So I try not to let it get to the flashing bit, because like I said, they give you a little leeway even with that. It takes a second for him to slow down. Also, look at his face here, he's like, duh? You can't skip this cutscene, which is because it's like in-engine. Like, there are three kinds of cutscenes in the Evil Within. There's pre-rendered ones, which they do very, very rarely. Like the game's introduction is one. They have in-engine ones like the one you just saw, where you can't move Sebastian or skip the cutscene. And then you have in-engine ones that you can skip because it's already like rendering the next part of the game in the background or whatever. Loaded it into memory. By the way, you saw I ran away from Connolly there. He won't follow you into this tunnel, so you can save your ammo by just running away from him.
Hospital! What the fuck?
I'll never get tired of that line. So, speedrunning quote-unquote professionals for the Evil Within recommend you don't pick that up. but I do it anyway just to get the tutorial out of the way. I have tutorials turned off, but whenever you pick up a new item for the first time, it still does that splash screen. I don't know why. I kind of wish it didn't, because that would save probably like a cumulative like minute or so or whatever. The game's counter continues going up when you're in menus, which is actually it's kind of a pain in the ass when you have to like stop to switch weapons or whatever. So this guy, you can just run past this guy. You can like kite him. Like when he starts banging on the door, you can just kick it. But I still killed him anyway because I didn't want to risk getting hurt. Because if you dip below a certain portion of your health, Sebastian will like start stumbling or whatever. Then you have to stand still for a while until it recharges up to the point where he can run again. And that's obviously a bad thing in a speedrun. Sorry, I stopped talking there because I wanted you to hear that musical cue thing I did. I tried to have a lot of fun with the music. I tried to make it a good time. So, I actually fucked up here. There's a lot of different strategies for this village, because there's like a million places enemies can spawn from. But my strategy is to wing a bottle at this guy and then stealth kill him, but I fucked it up. I missed him. Because I expected him to point at me for a little longer than he did. But thankfully there's another bottle there on the ground, so if you mess up you get another chance. And if you mess that up, you can just run away. And the next most important thing to do is to wing a bottle at this guy and stealth kill him. And what do you know, I fucked up that too. Some professional I am. However, these frame rate destroying hay bales will instantly kill anything that touches them while they're on fire. So, you know, you can just use that as a last resort. So I'm trying to pick up as many trap parts as I can before I get the crossbow, because you don't have a lot of time to slow down and disarm traps. There we go. Got it. You don't have a lot of time to disarm traps, so I try to take seconds out wherever I can to do that. And actually, I kind of regret killing those guys the way I did in the main Let's Play, because it spoils the surprise a little bit, you know? I just always do that. It's just a habit, because they get up when you start using the crank. I just noticed that when Sebastian runs, when he runs with the torch, the fire goes through his torso. And I didn't need that anymore, so I just dropped it. I didn't end up using it. Sometimes they spawn a guy on the right side near where those two corpses are playing dead. And I always keep the torch for that. But I didn't end up needing it because it decided not to spawn him, I guess. I don't know. So that's it for Chapter 2. That took me, what, like 10 minutes-ish? It took me about, I think, 35 minutes in the main Let's Play. You'll notice that this goes by very quickly, is basically what I'm getting at. Like, it's amazing how much of a difference sprinting everywhere makes. I like that Sebastian's clothes aren't even wet when he gets out of the water. I don't know what he starches his clothes with, but man, it just makes them completely water resistant. I don't usually pick up that health syringe there, but in a couple minutes I'm gonna be pretty glad I did. So, something I really should mention is that in between recording the main game and recording this, I spent some of my Patreon money. Don't worry, this is the only time I'll ever mention it because it's directly relevant to how I purchased it. I spent some of that money on a code for the pre-order DLC, so now I own that. Apparently, you can activate that after the game's released, and it'll still work just fine. So I bought that for like $3, and for that you get a med kit, a double-barreled shotgun, and access to the poison and flame harpoon bolts, which you will never see me use in the main game because you can't find them anywhere otherwise. But anyway, I will be making use of those, because they're actually pretty important to the speedrun strategy I am applying for this chapter. There's two different ways to speedrun this chapter. One without the pre-order DLC, and one with. And the not pre-order DLC way is a pain in the ass, so I am not going to be doing it. It is a pain in the ass, and it requires running in many circles and very high sprint stamina management. So I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be doing the easy way. So my goal here is to get to the barn before Jimenez goes into the house. And I don't quite make it, but I get close enough. There is a way to go a little bit faster than I went with it, but I didn't want to set off the bombs. Because see, if you crouch even for a second, it resets the timer. And if you get to the barn before Jimenez goes in the house, the barrier that blocks off the sadist is not there. And that spawns in along with the sadist himself after the cutscene where he goes in the house. But you can break the barrier without alerting the sadist by swinging an axe at it. So I have two axes here, and I'm going to break the barrier, use both axes on the sadist, and then pull out the Fighting Chance Pack shotgun, and I'm going to empty almost all of my ammo into this guy. And you're going to see some amazing shit. Hell yeah! Right, there are few things more satisfying. Oh, get out of here, Ruvik. So, a weird glitch. The game teleported the chainsaw, so I couldn't pick it up during the cutscene. Usually, you can pick stuff up during the cutscene where Ruvik's doing his thing. But I was unable to, because it teleported somewhere. Pro tip for speedrunning this game. Become good at the bomb disarming minigame. Don't be like me and be crappy at it, because it will cause you pain. So, the double-barreled shotgun is useful in a couple of different ways. First of all, it has a different ammo reserve than the normal shotgun. So, the normal shotgun allows you to carry, I think, 6 shells at once? Maybe 8. Yeah, I think 8. 4 in the barrel, and then 4 in reserve. And the double-barreled shotgun allows you to carry 2 in the barrel and 4 in reserve. So you can effectively carry about twice as much ammo. And someone mentioned this. I didn't know this. Someone mentioned this in the thread, that the crossbow and the shotgun spawn in whichever house you go into first. I didn't know that. I had no idea. That's really cool. So yeah, I will not be upgrading the main shotgun, I don't think. I don't plan on it anyway. I will not be upgrading the main shotgun, and will instead be using the double barrel, because the double barrel cannot be upgraded but it does 1.5 times the damage, which means that you don't really have to use the normal shotgun, because it's crappier. I like Sebastian's casual walk there. So that's it for Chapter 3. Moving on to 4 now. I think a weird noise happens in about 5 seconds, so turn down your volume. Oh no, it's later. Okay. The game's sound is a little weird sometimes, and it plays this horrible staticky noise. It happens one time in the main Let's Play, and I tried to, like, subtly remove it, but it didn't work, so I just left it in, and I'm gonna pretend it's a jump scare. But yeah, it just happens sometimes, and I don't know what causes it, or how to fix it. So whenever you're forced to walk, but not with the hurt animation, you can speed Sebastian up back to normal walking speed by aiming your gun, which causes you to move slightly faster, just about at the normal walking speed. You can't sprint, but you don't have to do the retard melee thing.
He's gone down there.
Now usually I pick up an axe here to kill this kill the invisible guy coming up, but I forgot. There's an axe right next to the diary in the middle of the courtyard, but I forgot to pick it up. So I'm just gonna. I didn't want to start over because I was already like 20 minutes in, so I just said fuck it, and it turns out to be a terrible idea. Also, the lighting here goes crazy. So yeah, the invisible guys are slippery men. Hit the wrong button. So I mentioned you get a med kit for free with the pre-order DLC, and this is a good place to use it because you can't move here, but it's not a cutscene, so you can just let it wear off and get a free health refill, which is good. Because I need it. And I actually used it a little bit late, but that's okay. Oh, shotgun. But yeah, I picked up the normal shotgun there, and I'm gonna like alternate using them because it's less time. It's less time you have to spend reloading, basically. I just love it when Sebastian just says fuck. Like, it's really good. Here comes another cool audio cue.
What is going on?
I like this one. Wasn't that fucking cool? Yeah, I know. No, I know it was. I spent an inordinate amount of time setting that up to sync up properly. Finding good music to play during these like arena segments was really hard. So I ran out of stamina here, but it's okay because, yeah, that one was close. This whole segment is really close. Hey, here's what the firebolt does. Look at how overpowered that is. But it costs, I think, 5 trap parts to make one. Like, it's expensive. But in situations like that, it's definitely worth it. and I am in a bad location right now. For some reason, I couldn't drop a match on this guy, and I got hit because of it, and I'm really pissed about that. Because, like, what? Really? Oh well, I got him the second time. So my goal here is to get about 45,000 gel-ish. My goal is to get about 45,000 gel before the first time the game forces you into the save room, which I believe is chapter 6. You know, chapter 6, I think. Or maybe 5, I don't remember, either way. My goal here is to upgrade my sprint speed to the absolute maximum, or close enough, because it makes your stamina regenerate faster, which means you can sprint more, which means I don't have to spend as much time or concentration focusing on sprinting in short controlled bursts. And to get that amount of gel, I was considering killing Laura with the ammo that I have, but I don't think I would be able to do it with the resources I have right now. I might be able to squeak it out, but then I wouldn't have any for the upcoming part with the invisible guys, and I need at least a full, like, shotgun, like, capacity. So this is what happens if you run away from Laura. This is actually good. I didn't show this off in the main Let's Play, but if you run away from Laura instead of fighting her, she teleports after you. And also you might have seen there that I dropped down from a ladder. There's no fall damage in this game, so you can just drop down from a ladder at any height and it'll be fine. Whatever. I have a feeling that that's not a callback, but a result of the game being designed in the same way as Resident Evil 4. Because there's no fall damage in Resident Evil 4 either. To a ridiculous degree sometimes, as you probably saw in like the first Resident Evil 4 video. So I still don't know what happens if you don't make this. I don't even know if it's possible for you to not make this. Like, either Laura catches up to you, or like, maybe like spikes come out of the floor. I don't know, that's what I assume happens. So fun fact, if you aim at Ruvik here and you shoot at him, he'll just teleport right to wherever you are and explode your head. He's a little bit OP. I guess he just decides that, like, he's had enough of your bullshit already. The game just started. He's already sick of you. I don't know. So, the farther you run down the stairs, I mean, Sebastian teleports back to the top at the end of the cutscene. But, the farther you run down the stairs, the faster he stumbles and the faster the cutscene starts. Which is weird. I don't know why that happens. That's really weird, but whatever. So that's the end of Chapter 4. I just really wanted to time up the music with him kicking that door down. So Chapter 5 is a pain in the ass. And the invisible enemies are part of it, but it's also because there's a number of unskippable sequences. But yeah, this guy's a jerk. I was gonna drop a match on him, but he got up too fast. And then I had to do this the hard way. Now, those of you that are friends to mice, please look away, because unfortunately, the fastest way to get the key off of this mouse is to just give him a little kick. I'm so sorry, mouse friend. So I'm not going to kill any of these invisible guys, and this is scary. This is a frightening time. Because you may recall that there's maybe 4 of them. I think there's 4 of them in this area. And, yeah. It gets kind of close. It gets kind of close sometimes. And unfortunately, I need all of the supplies in this room, which allows them to bust through the door. Which means they're standing in my way. And I almost bite it here. Look at that. That was really close. Sometimes I just forget about the stamina because I'm too busy trying to not die. Or because I just have like the attention span of like a goldfish. So if you're fast enough, if you do the melee swing thing, you can actually touch Ruvik there. You can just like punch him in the face, and your fist goes right through him. But you know, you deliver a sock to the jaw before he leaves. Oh, look at that! I already know where the cubby hole is going to appear. It's almost like I've played this game before. Let me check how many hours of this game I have on Steam right now. At the time of this recording. At the time of this recording, I have 118 hours in The Evil Within. So I have played quite a bit of this game. I'm sorry if you can hear the fucking trains outside my window. I apologize. I don't even really live near train tracks. I don't live near where trains are. The train is just really loud. I don't know. It's like just barely loud enough to appear on my audio sometimes. Completely randomly. I don't know. So there's not really a strategy to this part. You just kind of have to wait around, which is what I was talking about earlier. This part and some of the other parts are just kind of slow. There's no way to speed this up. Which is why not many people speedrun this game, I think. Is because there's just barely too many points where you can't speed anything up. Like this. You have to waste about 5-ish seconds here healing Joseph. And there's no way to make that go by faster. Now I fuck up here again. I'm just in this run I just have terrible luck with bottles. That's a recurring theme, I think. What you're supposed to do is wing a bottle at that lady to knock her out so that you can stealth kill her. And then none of those guys on the beds wake up. But as you can see by the ominous evil eye, top middle of the screen, I kind of fucked that up maybe a bit. But the way I go about solving it is kind of cool, so. Look at that mess. Unfortunately, Joseph is not much of a help here. Oh, it's gone to hell in a handbasket. There goes the world record, everybody. So in close quarters, you'll see me going for headshots, but at a medium to far distance with the pistol, you will see me employing that tactic that I talked about in the main videos, where you shoot at the enemy's legs and then you burn them, because that's a lot easier than aiming for a headshot. He says stand back, but you don't really have to. In fact, you can get kind of uncomfortably close. You can. It's really an awkward moment between two gentlemen. Sometimes two friends get a little too close to each other, and their bodies start going inside one another in ways that no human being should. And that's how you know that you're true friends.